Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Lee.
And I'm Ronnie.
And this is Jupiter Juice.
Yay! And we're here to talk about Mars moving into Leo.
Hey, finally.
My Mars is in Leo, so like,
Martian return.
I need this boost. I need this one up.
Yeah. As a Scorpio who is ruled by Mars. Get the shit out of Cancer.
Yeah, because Mars being in Cancer is a stuck energy. Well, as we're filming this, it's still in Cancer. But by the time this posts, the following day, we're posting this the day before it goes into Leo. So this is something that we've been talking about since we started Jupiter Juice. And like, I'm very excited because I feel like we're finally getting the boost that we need to really, get things going.
Yeah.
So first, we want to talk about Mars and,
yeah,
what it means. What does Mars mean? What is Mars about?
Mars basically is the planet of our drive. I like to think of it as like your inner warrior, and it's like, how are you strategizing the game of life with your inner warrior? So it's like, how are you showing up for your desires? How are you showing up for your goals? What way do you move around this game we call life?
Yeah. And then with Leo being a fire sign, it's really all about that action, like Mars moving into Leo. So it's really like the confidence boost. It's whereas in like Mars and Cancer, it was more of an inward focus, and Mars is Mars is not like being in Cancer. So with it moving into Leo, it's like this newfound sense of confidence and drive and ambition, and it's like a good time to really look at your goals, because we are we're just coming out of retrograde season as well. So this March and April, like the beginning of April, was really a time for introspection and really thinking about going over goals and things like that, and just emotions and plans. And I've been in my head a lot, so past like month and a half. And so with them moving into Leo, it's like seeing your goals actualized, and things that you want to do actualize, and actually putting the effort into that. So
exactly, showing up, showing out. That's what Leos do. I know, Ronnie, being a Mars and Leo, like, what do you feel like your experience with that sign or like that placement has been? And what do you feel like,
for me, I think like, because like depending on how you look at it, like my Mars is in Leo, if you're in Placidus, in my 8th house, or my 9th house if you're looking at whole sign. But I really do feel like it's my battery pack. A lot. I'm realizing that now, especially since I've been studying astrology a lot more. It's like it's like my passion, it's my drive, and it's like I struggle with confidence, and it is my confidence boost. So especially with me studying astrology now and really paying attention to it, I'm realizing like with Mars being in Cancer, I have been very down on myself and just very like sad, and just like very very emotional, and just like I just not wanting to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
God, it's like I'm sitting in a house dwelling on shit. Get out the bed.
Like just in your head, and then
what the fuck? I'm just
But having like a Mars and Leo, I think I'm actually grateful because all of my other planets are like placed in like weird signs, and so I really do feel, even though it's in the 8th house, I do really feel like it definitely illuminates my chart. It does give me the drive to like get through the hard moments, because it is in a dark house. I feel like it brings a little bit of light to it. And I've always, like, growing up, like, earlier, like, growing up in, like, my early 20s, I was a little bit more enthused by the dark arts. And, like, you know.
Because it's like Leo is a creative energy, too.
Yeah.
So it's like you're taking stuff and, like, you're creating with it. It's kind of like a paintbrush.
Yeah.
And you're just like.
And I feel like, and, you know, I was just talking to you about that before we started recording, where, like, with, like, my music and stuff like that, I don't make bright, happy music, and I was very insecure about that for a very long time. And I think now is the time to really, like, kind of just embrace that, because, like, you know, I'm here to teach, and you know, with Mars in whole signs being in my ninth house, you know, education and talking about philosophy and things like that, and just expanding.
Show us the way.
Yeah. So it's like, I think the time is now, especially since it's like in my, you know, it's conjunct my, you know, my natal Mars. I think the time is now to really just follow my dreams and be
Hey.
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah. Show us the way, because I feel like with I have a lot of earthy energy, so when it comes to fire energy, like Earth is still a building energy because my Mars is in Capricorn, but when it comes to like how I observe Mars and fire signs, they're usually just kind of go for things, like more, you know, they just go for it. And it's no different with Leo. So it's like good that now, because Mars in Cancer was, you know, oh, I'm crying and I just don't know what to do with I didn't know what to do with all this energy. Like, I felt like I was being flooded. Like, Mars in Cancer just felt like a fucking flood of nostalgia and, like, depression. And I'm in the bed laying down. So I'm, like, really banking on this Mars and Leo to just be like,
I'm
get up, bitch, and get out of bed and go look in the mirror and fucking fluff your hair, fluff it, and just go out there and do something with all that emotion.
Yeah,
because it's like,
it's let's get to it.
Yeah, it's necessary. I mean, you know, I learned a lot about myself with Mars and Cancer. That's why the sun and the moon, they are royalty, both of them. So it's like you use both of them, but the sun is more of a masculine, get out there energy. I'm just ready for that.
No, but it's like, it really is night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day energy.
Yeah. So I hope it is night and day in my fucking.
I hope it's night and day. Well. I hope it's night and day because, like, you know, talking about the last time Mars was in Leo, we mentioned Leo 2023.
Yeah.
And that's actually when my father passed away. But it's in my 8th house, so I did get money. So I don't know. I did get a little bit of cash, you know, it wasn't like the biggest thing, but I mean, it is in the house of inheritances and things like that. So I mean, like, even though my father passed away, it was a crazy experience. Of course, you know, losing a parent is always kind of like what, you know. I'm good now. I would say compared to last season, before my dad passed, I shot my first music video in April. During that time, and I was really about like, let's go, I was ready to start my music career. I was ready to like get it going, but then that happened. But you know, things happen for a reason, and of course it was his time to go, but I learned a lot about myself. I feel like I was still a very surface level human being before that happened. Even though I went through a lot of trauma before then, I feel like that's when I started doing the work on myself.
And that is such a Martian, not to astrologize. I mean, but that's what we're doing, but
yeah. I mean, but
I feel like that's such a Martian thing because it's like, what's driving you now? Yeah. So it's kind of like, for your Mars return, it's like a invention of what's driving you. Yeah. So maybe this one is, you're gonna also reinvent what's driving you. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I hope it could. You know, my sounds like okay. Yeah, I'm kind of running out, so I would like for this to be a good one. And you know what? You said it's every 2 or 3 years? How about?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, probably every like 2 years that Mars revolves and makes its full revolution.
It's the last one. My aunt died. Okay.
It was 2021 before that. Yeah.
Yeah, she died April 13th. But it wasn't.
And yeah, it usually changes around that time because it stays close to the sun.
Oh God, maybe it's not a happy time.
No.
No, but before that, no one died. So,
right. So it was just little, 2 years, 4 years.
No,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because thinking about those times, but like, generally, but springtime in general is a happy. A happy season for me, just in general, usually. So it's always new. I love spring because it's like it's newness.
Yeah, it's hit or miss for me. I get restless.
Yeah.
What I notice about Mars and Leo sometimes is, or Leo energy in general, since it's royalty, since it's like the king doesn't have to get off their throne. It kind of like uses social dynamics to maneuver certain things, or like it has a court, so it's like, okay, it's like, all right, whatever, you're like, yeah, do that, you do that, I do this, and it's like, kind of like the bad bitch energy, like, and it's like you have a loyal following usually because Leos like light up a room, so it's like kind of sometimes it's getting other people to like collaborate in a certain way. That's how I kind of viewed it in my mind. So back to cutting it out.
No, but also thinking about that, I got a lot of money when my aunt passed. Like a lot of money. Like I got a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's like when I think of Leo, I think of ancestors, because it's like kings and sun energy is like you're passing down that lineage, and like you think of like royalty, royal lineage, ancestors, king of the jungle, lions, king of the jungle. With lions, I mean the lionesses, they be doing what they got to do, but lions. They be
chilling.
I don't give a fuck. Unless somebody attacks, then that's their job, is to defend their family. So it's still a very like, I think of the family, I think of children, because Leo is 5th house.
Yeah, I was gonna say creativity.
Yep. And it's like your inner child, and it's like your inner child. What are they? Because they always say, "Oh, Leos want to be seen. Leos want to be seen." I know a lot of shy Leos. It's more so they want to be seen in that way, where they're like, their heart wants to be seen, if that makes sense. They want to show their heart.
Heart of a lion.
Heart of a lion. Like it's very much that. So it's like they very much want to be in the spotlight, yes, but not every Leo, I think.
Yeah, because I really want to be in the spotlight, but I get like afraid of it. It's weird, but I want it.
And it's in such a dark house for you.
Yeah, it's such a dark house.
That's bravery right there. Shoot.
Yeah, and I think that's like what I feel like that's what my life is about, just being girl.
God's strongest soldier.
God's strongest soldier. Like, okay, am I strong enough? Like, okay, can you chill? You feel me? But yeah, I do feel great about this. I am excited. We also have new planets at play and things like that. So,
that Neptune and Aries.
Yeah, the Neptune and Aries. So it's like, and that isn't going through our 5th house. So
creativity. Hopefully I can.
I'm actually really excited because we have fire going on. Fire in the house, and Aries is the ambition.
Yeah.
Okay. Leo's more of like a chill ambition. Like not even like a chill shit, but like Aries is like.
Yeah, Aries is a sign that's gonna get up and fucking, hey, what's up? So okay. Like they don't give a fuck about none of that. They like, let's go.
And then Sagittarius is like, I'll burn this whole thing down.
Yeah, because they're.
Yeah. So if we were to rank fire signs, it would be like, as far as the craziest, Sag is at the top for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. If we don't rank them, shit.
Yeah, Sag, Aries, and then Leo.
I can see that. I would.
I know more crazy. I know more crazy, quote unquote, and not like crazy as in psychotic, but like crazy. The loudest ones are the Sagittarius.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that.
Like,
loud,
Aries,
yeah.
Like, I've only been close with like 2 Aries. I actually fell in love with one at one point in my life. But like, if I were to compare Aries to Sagittarius, I was like, Sagittarius is a little bit more unhinged.
Yeah.
I feel like Aries is a little bit controlled. I think maybe because, well, I don't know.
All the Aries I know, they're kind of naive to an extent. I grew up
number one, and maybe that's
yeah. So it's like they're naive with their fire, whereas Sagittarius, they're like the like the most mature. I say that because it's the last fire sign, but it's the most mature fire sign. So it's like they handle their fire a little bit differently. So it's a little bit more, they have a little bit more experience with their fire. I grew up with, my best friend was an Aries, and her sister, her older sister, was a Sagittarius. So I got like an up close view of both of them.
Yeah.
The Aries, that bitch was crazy. Like, I'm so sorry. There is nothing like Aries crazy.
Yeah.
There is nothing like Aries crazy. It's like, whoa, you really don't give a fuck. Like, you didn't even think about that for a second.
Yeah.
And it's like, with Sag, like, they'll think about it, and I don't see them as impulsive. I don't. Like, I can see them as impulsive, but it's not, to me, it's not impulse. You just decided to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And you thought about it, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna be an asshole.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
Don't
Whereas
care.
Aries, they'll do some shit, and you'll say, like, hey, you're being an asshole. They'll be like, wait, what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Wait, what?
Okay, I can get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. Leo, I like Leos the most.
Yeah. Leo, we're talking about Leo shit.
Yeah, like,
Leo is very chill. Like,
yeah,
very, very chill.
I love Leos the most because it's just like, it's like, I feel like they ain't gotta, and I'm not even a Leo, and I'm just like, on, like, but it feel like they ain't gotta prove nothing to me. It's like they already are.
I definitely get that vibe from Leos.
Yeah, it's like a calm fire to me.
It is like a calm.
And it doesn't annoy me. It doesn't get on my nerves.
Right.
It doesn't make me anxious.
Yeah.
That's a personal preference.
With me, with Leos, I'm starting to see, like, because they're so calm, it's like, all right, how you really feeling? Let me know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they gotta speak up a little more.
Yeah.
The ones I know, because it's like, it seems like the fire turns inward sometimes. I don't know, maybe because I mainly knew Leo moons instead of suns. But it's kind of like they get those like temper tantrums, like how kids get.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, how was I supposed to know? Like, damn, I'm not your mom. I don't know your needs.
That is real. I can definitely agree with that. All right. So speaking of Mars and Neptune, they actually will be making a trine on April the 19th, which is a harmonious aspect. It's really an ideal time for creative and spiritual pursuits, and like your projects and things like that. It's a really creative moment. And I think it also follows, like, you know, the spring season, Aries season. It's like newness, you know, seeds are growing. The seeds that you planted, you know, are now ready to come out and, you know, present their beautiful, you know, fruits, you know, the fruits of your labor. Yeah, I think it's just a really good time right now to really be about that action and believe in yourself. This is the time to believe in yourself. It's in the stars. So yeah. So the next transit that we have is Mars in Leo. It's going to be opposing Pluto in Aquarius, and so this gives issues when it comes to power dynamics. So just be mindful when it comes to how you act on things, and also, like, I would just say in your community with others, also within yourself. Don't, what is the word? Because I do this. Don't, it's like acting without thinking.
Yeah. Impulse?
Impulse. Ha! That's the word. Watch your impulses during this transit, because it can really make or break you. This is so that's something to watch out for, because it is a really good time to, like, don't be passionate about your project and ambitious, but just don't overexert yourself.
Be too cocky about it either.
Be too cocky about it. Like,
check yourself. Like,
mind your energy.
Like, am I being a little bit like having a tantrum?
Yeah.
Or am I being a little bit too pushy about something? Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so mean. Cause
I don't know. I feel like you be having your Capricorn be like, all right.
Yeah, she comes in here sometimes, but yeah. Alrighty.
Also, I do want to say one thing about the Mars. Also, on a global scale, Mars opposite Pluto, like, I feel like that's definitely a time where the tensions might be high, regarding maybe even technology, because Pluto and Aquarius rules over technology, and Mars is like ruling over people. I mean, not people. Mars and Leo is ruling over like aggression and like boastfulness around that. And it's funny enough, last time Mars was in Leo, Elon Musk coined Twitter as X. So I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the news cycle again.
It might happen. And also right now, like Donald DT in the trade situation. I'm not going to say the WAR word, but WAR, I don't know how they censor on here, but
right, can bleep out.
Yeah, he's like really doing things in the market, like with this, you know, the tariffs and things like
that.
And I thought it was interesting because, you know, we were talking about the last time, you know, Neptune was in Aries and Uranus and Gemini and all this stuff like that, whatever. And like it's always, you know, backed by some type of, you know, war. But now with Pluto and Aquarius, it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of, it has to do with like assets, money, and digital, like, you know, especially like with Elon Musk and stuff in play, and they're talking about crypto and
TikTok is involved somehow.
TikTok and trading.
Twitter.
It's not necessarily a physical thing. It could end up being that, but it's more on
a digital scale.
Yeah, digital scale.
Yeah.
So
Aquarius also rules the people.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that we're seeing more, because I know here in Atlanta there was just that protest and people were protesting Elon Musk.
I think it was all over the U.S.
Yeah, it was over the U.S.
People were talking about it, saying like how they noticed like a lot of Gen Z was not out. It was mainly like boomers, maybe some
and millennials,
and Gen X.
I did.
And they're saying how like Gen Z is like the new boomer.
I can definitely see that because they're both fire signs.
Yeah.
Sagittarius, Pluto and Leo is boomer. Pluto and Sag, Gen Z.
Yeah.
Fire. About that talk. Walk that walk, ho.
Yeah.
But we're also burnt out as a fucking collective. We're broke.
Yeah, you're broke. And what millennials are like, and the thing is, like, somebody said millennials, like, this Gen Z girl was like, why millennials ain't speaking up? Like, why they ain't saying? I was like, we're tired. Like, boomers bullied. They raised us and bullied us. And now y'all are bullying us too. We're old children. Like, no, I don't want to speak to you. I want to play. I want to watch the Goofy movie. It's the 30th anniversary. That's what I care
That's that
about.
water energy.
Yeah.
Is your Pluto in Scorpio?
Yeah. So, like, yeah. I was, like, binge watching, because it's the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. I've been binge watching.
Ooh, that's a good movie.
Yes. Like, nostalgia.
Nostalgia's been tough with this Mars and Cancer.
Yeah.
That shit has been hitting me. I'm like, why am I thinking so much about playing on the playground?
I miss being a child.
Yeah.
I miss being a child.
Yeah, man.
I never wanted to grow up.
No. I wanted to grow up so bad, like, girl.
Oh my God, I love being taken care of.
I wanted to grow up so
I
bad.
love eating food.
The fuck?
I love getting anything I want. I love getting lunch money and oh, you see the old person is like, oh, little child, here's $5. Yeah! God, yes, give me money. I'm sorry.
I love it. Oh my God. What is that? What's that duck that had the money?
What, you talking about not Darkwing Duck. You talking about Scrooge?
No. Is it Scrooge?
He had the three little ducks.
I am thinking. I don't know why I just thought of that.
Three little duck nephews.
Yeah, were they asking for the money? Like, hey, and he's like, all right, I'll give you the money.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so based on your rising sign, how can you harness the power of Mars and Leo? If you are a Leo rising, we need you to wake up, look in the mirror, and remember, hey, I'm a bad bitch. Mars just got out of your 12th house. It's going in your first. So definitely focusing on just your body, showing up and showing out.
Alrighty, so if you are a Cancer rising or you have, of course, Mars moving through your second house, this is dealing with your finances and energy behind that. And so just looking for new financial endeavors to really take advantage of, but also be mindful on not to be too impulsive. Just keep in mind the energy we're in right now, especially if you're in the US and when it comes to like the stock market and things, just be mindful of of how you approach those financial matters, but it is a good time to really think about new and creative ways in order to get that paper up. Okay.
For Gemini risings, Mars is going to be going through your 3rd house. If you're writing a book, if you're planning on publishing anything, I need you to do that ASAP. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to release. Use your voice and make sure that it is the most powerful that it can be.
So Taurus rising, Mars and Leo will be transiting your 4th house. So you will be fired up when it comes to your home. So you may want to do some renovations. You may want to change the shui up, or maybe even tackle, different family dramas or anything like that, or just thinking about your roots. And so
who fighting?
Keep that in mind. Don't fight nobody though. We ain't got time for that, But yeah.
Telenovela.
Okay.
Aries rising. This is going to be in your 5th house. Have fun. Be creative. Take up a painting class. Channel that sexual energy. Be careful though. Be mindful. But you might even get like a new little fling. You might feel like Stella got her groove back. I don't know. Whatever you got to do. Just go out there and create and have fun and stay safe.
Alrighty, so Pisces rising, Mars and Leo will be transiting your 6th house. And so this is dealing with, your day-to-day routine. So you may want to focus on getting a new routine together, focusing on your health, and, developing a new health plan for yourself. Also, just be mindful not to burn yourself out. It's about healthy action, and taking care of yourself and your body. So don't do too much, but let's get it going. Okay.
Aquarius rising, Mars is going to be through your 7th house. So just be, mindful of a little argument. It could be a little bit argumentative. Maybe try to channel that into some spicy energy, but just be sure that your ego battles between your close personal relationships, whether that's your partner, your spouse, your business partner, you can be able either growing in that and learning from your ego, or just kind of getting caught up in the ego battle. So be mindful of that. And yeah.
So Capricorn rising, Mars and Leo will be transiting your 8th house. This may be a little difficult for you because it's gonna, encourage you to address, transformation, deep-seated, deep-rooted issues that needs to come to light and that you need to address. So don't be afraid, be vulnerable, and express yourself.
For Sagittarius risings, first of all, hey. Second of all, you may be having a new take on how you view the world. What do you believe in? What's, maybe you read a new book and you go on your Eat, Pray, Love. Maybe you find out other things are inspiring you. It's just a really good time to get inspiration and to even spread that knowledge with the world. If you have something to share, share it. But just be mindful that not everybody has to conform to your way.
Yes. Oh, we gotta take note. Alrighty, so Scorpio rising, Mars and Leo will be transiting your 10th house. So look, this is boss bitch energy. You're thinking about leveling up in your career and the action behind that. But just keep in mind, yes, you can be a boss, but you ain't gotta be an asshole. So, keep that in check and keep that in mind. But yeah, it's time to go after those career goals, okay?
Libra risings, Mars and Leo is going to be in your 11th house of friendship circles. If your friends are beefing, maybe try not to pick a side. I don't know. Good luck with that. Or maybe you're realizing that your friends are driving you in certain ways that you didn't realize. Maybe you collaborate with your friends on something creative. Whatever it is, your network is going to be changing up a bit, or there's going to be a new spark in your social network.
Alrighty, so last but not least, we have Virgo rising. So Mars and Leo will be moving through your 12th house. So you're going to have to rest. This is a time of retreat, but it's not just rest. It is an opportunity, to dive deep creatively and spiritually. This might be kind of hard for you because, Virgo is bossy, go, 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 let's get it. But you need to chill and yeah, keep that in mind. It may be a little bit of a difficult transit for you, but you'll be good. Take the time to rest and really take the time to be introspective. And yeah. Alrighty, so we want to thank you guys so much for spending time with us here over at Jupiter Juice. Thank you so much for watching our Mars and Leo transit video. We really hope that this Mars and Leo transit will be great for you and beneficial for you. And I hope that it brings a much needed spark to all of our lives. So yeah, but we're going to go ahead and sign off. And like we said earlier, my name is Ronnie.
And I'm Lee.
And thank you so much for watching Jupiter Juice. Until next time, bye.